Hey, ladies and gents, after a 2-week hiatus, I am back, and I am back with your favorite YouTuber on this platform, which is, of course, my alter ego. Hey, What If Sensei! You ready?
So, what up, guys?
So, we're doing What If We Were in Attack on Titan, our sequel to What If We Were in Naruto. Part 1 and whatever the fuck we actually ended. We basically redid Part 1, but whatever. So this is What If We Were in Attack on Titan. So, I have the Sharingan, and he has a healing dojutsu, because we are just cool like that. So, let's just jump right into the fucking video. That's kind of how that works. We turn to our left, and we see the Colossal attacking, kicking down the gate, and, doing his normal Colossal Titan things. But then we turn to our right, and we see Eren, Mikasa, and they're basically trying to lift the building, the rubble, off of their mom. They're unable to, and whoever the fuck that soldier guy is, the blonde hair guy, he shows up. He's like, I'll help you guys. He challenges the Titan, but then he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm running away. He grabs them. This is where we realize this is our opportunity to take Eren over to our side, because, we don't really need to get the Titan powers. We don't know if we can stop Ymir's curse or anything like that. So we're like, you know what, perfect opportunity. As they're running away, they're still in sight. I activate my Sharingan, and I run over there. He's following close after, and, he can heal me and shit. So I run up there, and I'm, trying to free his mom, and I'm able to, because, the Sharingan increases my physical strength along with my reaction speed and everything like that. I shove the building off of her, and I grab her, pulling her out. The Titan's swinging down at me at this point, and I'm barely able to dodge out of the way, but I lose a leg in the process. But of course, since, healing stuff, it gets regenerated, because, dojutsu. So I grab Eren's mom. Eren watches this entire scene unfold, and he's like, oh my god, you guys are my saviors. I love you guys now. I will do anything you say. I mean, obviously this might change later on, but right now that's exactly what Eren is thinking. So we're running towards Eren at this point. We're outrunning the Titan, because we're just chads like that. And we get up to catch up to Eren and Mikasa, and we go through the wall, and we're now in whatever the fuck the next area is.
So, we go in the wall, bros. We're chilling there, bro. Cap. It's pretty fucking dope. So as we go into this bitch, there's Mikasa and that shit, where she's like, Eren went that whole thing, and they're talking about blah blah blah, and fucking bread and shit. And she's trying to throw it into the mouth. Basically, Naruto Uchiha 12's like, yo, nah, dog. I guess he fucking activates his Sharingan and catches that, and he's like, nah, bro, ain't doing that. She's like, Eddie, what are you doing? No, Eddie, you don't do this. And then he turns into his edgy ass emo self, and he's like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you and the clique that you came with. So, basically, he just takes advantage of that. Now, his dad, when it comes down to the point where he's trying to inject it into Eren, he's about to do some shit. Basically, Naruto Uchiha 12, he's like, I got you, dog. We were stalking you, bro. He comes in, he's Sharingan, he fucking gets all the way over there and, fucking, boom, knocks the shit out of his hand and knocks out Eren simultaneously. Then he runs over, I run over, and then he's like, yo, injection time. And if you're wondering how this happens, dude, well, actually, yeah, I'm an Ackerman, bro. I bet you're wondering, you're like, yo, is this for plot convenience? No, dude.
Absolutely not.
No, dude. Totally. But, it's injected into me, and I eat Eren's dad, and I'm like, ooh, I come back down, I'm like, yes, sir! And, basically, I don't remember shit, because that's how it works. And then, Naruto Uchiha 12's like, dude, let me explain. And I'm like, yes, sir, thank you, let's go! And, yeah. Basically, it's me and Annie, bro. I go over sparring time, and I look at Annie, I'm like, shit, she got a fat ass, she got that badonko on. So, I'm like, let's go, dudes. So I go in, I'm like, hey, Annie, you wanna spar? Me and the homie Eren over there, he's pretty good, but, he's not on my level.
Don't forget he's an Ackerman. I figured I'd bring that up.
So, I go over and I'm like, let's fucking spar. And she's like, oh no, man. I don't really know, but I guess. Gonna get your shit wrecked. I'm like, yes, sir, yes, sir. I wouldn't mind getting my fucking shit stomped by a pretty girl like you. She's like, okay. So next you know, starts fucking swapping hands. She low-key stomps my shit in, but like, at the same time, I'm like, yes sir, you didn't expect that. I knocked you down, bitch! She's like, what? What the fuck? I'm like, yes sir, didn't get varsity wrestling for nothing, bitch. She's like, oh shit, teach me what I move. I'm like, teach me how to, you teach me. So, basically teach that shit. You get real into it, okay, but totally not plot armor or plot convenience. Oh, yeah. So, we beat the shit out of each other, and eventually just beating the shit out of each other made us love each other. Bam.
Exactly. That's how love works.
Yeah, look at all the symbols.
All these people who are like, the shit out of you have to do this to love people. No, just start beating the shit out of them.
Exactly.
Okay. So, minor time skip ahead. We're now training in the cold, wintry mountain area thing. Everybody makes it back in time, and me and him do as well. And we're like, you know what? I got a new plan. So we go back up into the mountain. I'm like, okay, you transform into the Attack Titan. Go grab another Titan. And while, you know how, like, Ymir and his story, they got separated. She's walking down the mountain. So she's walking down the mountain completely alone. Ymir's like doing her own thing at this point. And he chucks a Titan, because, he's strong like that, at Historia. And this is where I show up. So Historia's looking at this. She has her, like, eyes wide in fear. A Titan just fucking appeared in front of her. So she closes her eyes. She's like, fuck, I'm dead. But the impact never comes. As she opens her eyes, she looks up, seeing a Titan body falling down towards her with a big slash out of its neck. I jump down and I'm like, yo, you should probably get out of the way of the fucking Titan. It's about to fall down and kill you. So she's like, oh my god, my savior. And I'm like, yeah.
He's a Sharingan, bro! He's a Sharingan, he's OP!
Exactly. So basically, at this point, I'm like, yo, not gonna lie, you kind of look like royalty, and I kind of want to protect that. She blushes a little bit, but then she's like, wait a minute. Do you know? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm also trying to protect you from your father, because he's a bad man. And she's like, I'm not going to question how you know that. I'm just going to fall in love with you, because you saved me. So obviously, while I'm doing this, what do you think little boy Attack Titan is doing? Of course, he is eating Ymir because he wants the Jaw Titan power. So he eats her. And
like, coming up, like, she hears moaning and shit, bro. Like the forest dog. She hears moaning and she's like, what the fuck? What's that? And I'm like, it's me just doing the Toodaloo call. I'm like, ah! So basically, she comes in.
Exactly.
And then she goes in. I'm like, she sees me and she's like, oh, it's you. And I'm like, oh, that's very good indeed. And I'm like, whoop the club, and then next thing you know, she turns around to walk away. And I'm like, boing!
Exactly how it went. So of course, while he was doing this, me and Story are waiting down at the bottom of the hill, and he walks down. He's like, I found their dead bodies, or at least a pile of blood. Historia starts crying, and I just, while she, like, shoves her head into my chest, I give him a thumbs up, and we go retreat to the cabins again. Exactly, being a dick for complete disregard of emotion. That's what I'm best known for. So, we return, and we continue doing our training before eventually we're about to join the Scout Regiment. So after we join the Scout Regiment, of course by this point, I have a fully awakened Mangekyo Sharingan, along with it having no signs of blindness anytime soon, because, he has a healing dojutsu, and he can heal me. So, of course, I have absolutely no signs of blinding anytime soon, and we realize what time it is. We're up on the wall, we're, like, looking at the cannons and shit, at, like, the Titans below, and then we're like, wait a minute. This is the time that the fucking Colossal Titan / Bertolt would actually attack. We didn't forget about him, but we didn't really want to eat him just yet. We wanted to show a demonstration of the power that we actually hold. So, of course, Bertolt is like fucking Colossal Titaning up, and he's about to kick down the wall. However, me being completely ready for this at this point, I awaken my Mangekyo Sharingan, and I completely melt him, almost incinerating him. But, because I have more power over it, because, I only melt the Titan body itself. There's a falling figure in the middle, but another Titan, this actually, is going to be fucking Attack Titan, you know who has that, he grabs him and he eats Bertolt before running away into the forest. This is where untransform and go back into the fucking, like, you know, the walls and shit. So at this point, Ryan had actually been there, but he had zero time to transform into a Titan and defend it at all. He decided to go into the forest and chase after him, and there he actually saw somebody familiar. He's like, wait, the fuck are you in the forest for? So, of course, Mr. fucking Miyagi over here, he smiles at him. He's just like, you know, I was going to save you for later, for a little bit of a delicious snack, but I suppose this is as good a time as any before he retransforms into a Titan and eats Rhina too, before he has any chance to even react in any sort of way. So now he has a shit ton of Titans.
He tastes like old sweaty balls.
Yep, exactly. So, of course, Annie had actually, like, she's just kind of chilling at this point. She knows what's happening, and she's like, wait. Is Bertolt dead? And Rhina doesn't come back because, you know, he's fucking dead at this point. She's starting to get a little bit worried. So she decides, she's like, okay, I'm going to go, like, look for them. So, of course, she goes over to, like, the forest area where Rhina last was seen, and she's, like, looking for him. She's, like, calling his name, but relatively quietly. She doesn't want to be, like, heard or anything like that. And this is where a bunch of Titans would begin attacking. So she's like, ah, shit, I completely forgot to bring my gear. So, of course, this mad lad shows up with his mad healing powers, his fucking Ackerman powers. He doesn't use his Titan powers here, doesn't want to show it off to Annie yet, but he shows up with his ODM gear, and he kills all the Titans relatively easily. And he's like, yeah, you should probably be a little bit more careful when you head outside of the walls, Mrs. I'm not gonna bring
you should let me explain the dialogue. I got you, don't worry. Okay, so like I walk
go for it.
They're sliced down and shit, and I'm like, hey, and she's like, hey, I'm like, yo, so like I ain't a cab, dog. You should like
fuck me.
You should like be more careful. And she's like,
I thought you were going somewhere else with that one.
She's like, well, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's pretty cool. She's like, thanks again. And I'm like, yeah, no, you can thank me one more time. She's like, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, don't stop. And she's like, I've already said it 3 times. Like, yeah, keep going. And
but in a different way. Wink, wink.
And I'm like, there's another way you can fucking thank me. She's like, what's that? And I'm like, Miss Annie, fucking Marleyan fucking bitch ass. And she's like, what? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? And I'm like, yo, don't act like I don't know, ooga booga. And she's like, yo, I'm about to turn into a Titan. And I'm like, I'm right behind her, and I fucking tie up her hands. I'm like, get finessed, bitch. She's like, this kind of kinky. And I'm like, yes sir. So yeah, I'm like telling her like how I'm like, you should like stop being a bitch. You should like stop going after them, and like, like where they like they're gonna eventually kill you. They're racists. And she's like, yeah, but like I've been raised like that. And I'm like, yeah, but like I could like if you don't
just stop.
Yeah, like just stop. Like if you don't stop, you're not gonna get this bomb.com dick. And she's like, ah, shit, dude. That's a very
totally right. Like, that's not a cost I'm willing to take.
And I'm like, like, since you're choosing this, like, if you choose, I will like bang you right now. And she's like, fuck, dude, this is a really tempting offer. And she's like, well, what's to say that you could win against Marleyan? And I'm like, haha, that's for me to know and you to find out. And she's like, I trust you. And I'm like, totally not plot armor. And then we make out and we fuck.
So I am about to go to Historia's room. I'm going to talk to her about something. It's nothing like bad or anything, at least not yet. So I'm walking up to her door and about to knock on it, but through the door, I actually hear crying. I knock on the door and she allows me to come in, and I'm like opening it. She's like, what's up? Why you crying for? And she's holding up a picture. This picture's obviously of like Ymir. She fucking died, and she's still sad about that. So I'm like, I grin a little bit. I'm like, opportunity has arose here. I walk across the room and I'm like, oh my god, that's so sad. That's so bad. And I'm starting to like try to comfort her a little bit. And of course, like things lead to things. We start like cuddling a little bit, and then she leans in for a kiss, and I'm like, yo, you want to fuck? And she's, of course, she agrees wholeheartedly. She's like, yeah, I'd love to. All of this crying and sobbing about my dead / deceased friend has really turned me on. So I'm like, that's kind of kinky, I'm not gonna lie. So we obviously, we do this shit, and I leave I leave, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go see Azazel over here. So I go over to him, and I'm like, yo, remember the fucking, like, Titan curse, like, the fucking, like, 13 years shit? And he's like, yeah, you'll never guess this? Remember my healing dojutsu? Yeah, I can just fucking negate that bullshit. Like, I don't have to worry about it. So I'm like, oh my god, that's totally not, like, that's not convenient or anything. He's like, yeah, totally not, bro. It's, like, radical, though. So, of course, out of anything that we could do next, what would we do? Well, there's no really, like, Rhina or Bertolt or anything like that.
No, I got you. We'd film gay porn. Like, what? No, who said that?
You said that. You did. So we don't have to worry about Annie either. She's converted to our side. So me and Azazel over here were like, you know what? Let's go have some fun. We're going to Marley. So we go across the fucking sea and we go chill over there. And we're like, yo, what's up, Marleyans? And they're like, yo, you are from the fucking Island of Devil. And we're like, yeah, you're correct. So we want to enjoy ourselves a little bit. We don't want to completely demolish them right off the bat. So
exactly. We want to see their fucking gay porn habits first.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, we heard you guys got
you gotta see
dude.
what their gay porn is before you kill them. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, gay porn in this world doesn't mean gay porn, bro. Gay porn is like rape. Okay.
Exactly. So he activates his...
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Is it? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So you activate your Titan, and I activate my Mangekyo Sharingan along with my Susanoo, because I'm just cool like that. It's obviously fully developed. Exactly. not to brag or anything.
Exactly.
But we start completely demolishing every fucking buddy. Like, nobody can really stand a chance at this point. So we're demolishing everybody in front of us, but eventually it's like, we're kind of bored of this. So I activate Amaterasu, which I have developed to a further ability than what it would normally be. As this Amaterasu spreads around, like everywhere. It's kind of like, remember fucking Blue Exorcist, how it like went around, like, it basically goes around like half the city of Marley. It goes around like half of the entire city, where most of like the fighting forces would actually be, because they're, trying to fight off us. And everybody inside of it that I want to die gets completely and utterly incinerated. They die instantly, and instantly like fucking turns them into dust. Everybody who I didn't want to kill, they're completely fine because I'm just cool like that. So, right outside of the border, people, like little girls and little boys, are just watched as everybody just got completely incinerated. They're like, fucking shit. Before they also get incinerated, because, come on, I don't discriminate. Everybody dies, other than the people I want. So we're like, you know what? I'm kind of bored of this bullshit. So with me, obviously, retaining some of the jutsu I had used, previously, such as the shadow clone jutsu, I start making thousands of clones. Every time my chakra would deplete, he'd be like, yo, let me heal that bullshit for you. So I make hundreds of thousands of clones that spread out all over the entire world. All of them activating their Mangekyo Sharingan and using the Amaterasu on that large mass scale. Everybody dies. Every single person in the world, like pretty much everything, dies other than the people that are on Paradise. So we head back over there, like, yeah, we defeated Marley along with, like, everybody else, and we're like, you know what? A little bit more reforming would be just lovely. So other than, like, a couple people that we actually like, we pretty much get rid of, like, the entire government king shit system. Everybody's like, nah, we really don't need you here anymore, other than, like, a select few. And sorry to the Levi fans out there, he kind of gets he's a little too cocky. He might think that he can do something about us, and we don't really want him getting any ideas. So we kill him too. Sorry to the Levi fans out there.
But Erwin, dude, he is fucking a G, bro. We keep it. We give him like the Colossus.
Erwin's cool. He would probably love this plan. He's kind of insane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Berthold, bro, I don't even know what happened to that fight, but like, I don't remember. Did we eat him or something?
Yeah, we ate him. Yeah, you ate him.
Oh, fuck. Alright, well, yeah, I guess I got fucking Big Boy Titan.
Oh, but you don't even have to worry about it. You know why you don't have to worry about it? Because you can heal your curses! That's crazy, bro, that's whack! So... Okay, wait. So now that this world has been reformed to what, we want it to be, I have a few more bang sessions with Historia. We start, forming a family with, fucking Mr... What did I call you earlier? Like Mr. Miola or some shit? What did I call you? Or Miyagi? I don't remember what I called you. He also would form a family, but if you'd like to talk about that, you can. Just saying. No? Okay. So we form our families, and we're doing our you were just waiting to say okay, bud. So we form our families, and eventually it comes to that bright old age where we would die. So we're about to die. We're on our fucking deathbeds at this point, and we're like, well, see you in the next life, motherfucker. So of course, us being the isekai legends that we are, we get this billboard in front of us that's like, where would you like to go next? We see a few options that are boring, nobody really wants to go there. The first interesting thing we see is Black Clover. We instantly click it, we don't really want to read the rest, so we instantly click it, where we wake up with me inside of Yuno's body, and he is inside of Asta's body. And that is where we're leaving this part off.
I'm sure.
See you guys in the next part. Bye!